Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us. My name is Nicki Lever and I'm an Executive of Programs and Events here at Rhodes Australia. We're really excited to be talking to two recent winners of RA's PPP Award and two incredibly engaging and enthusiastic emerging leaders of our industry. The PPP Award is presented to one emerging leader each year who demonstrates promise, passion and pursuit and has the capacity to make a major contribution to our industry going forward. The award is a crucial component of RA's Emerging Leaders Program. It gives someone with less than 10 years experience in the industry the opportunity to engage in a 12-month industry ambassador experience, observe and understand how leaders interact and make decisions, and to play a role in the growth and development of our industry. The two winners we're about to speak to have outstanding records of achievement at very early stages of their careers. Verity Williams is Senior Highways Engineers at Arup and was awarded the PPP Award for 2020. Verity is involved with a range of industry and community initiatives to promote building relationships and diversity in the workplace, and she strives to consistently champion for the development of fellow young professionals. Welcome, Verity.
Hi, Nicki. Good to be here today.
Thanks. And may I also introduce John Hallam, our PPP Award winner for 2022, who is preparing to hand over the mantle of his ambassador experience. John is a passionate advocate for industry change and delivering social outcomes through project delivery. He has worked collaboratively with a wide range of stakeholders to tackle some of the most pressing challenges facing industry around skills, social procurement and sustainability. John, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Nicki, and hi, Verity. How are you?
Good, thanks, John.
You have both come to the industry and to the award really from such different pathways. Verity, in your case, you graduated as a civil and construction engineer, and for the last 10 years you've held a variety of technical engineering roles. I'm interested to learn how you came to learn at the PPP Award and why you decided to apply.
Thanks, Nicki. So through my career, I moved organisations a handful of times. However, I have always worked within the roads industry. I was previously aware of Roads Australia and their function in developing and advocating policy, as well as providing networking opportunities. And even in previous roles, I've been fortunate enough to attend RA events. My current company, Arup, approached me, as well as a few other people from our Perth office, to let us know this award was open and that Arup was supportive of us applying. At the time of my applications, the questions were slightly different, and they looked at my relevant industry experience, my commitment to the Emerging Leaders Ambassador role, and also asked what I would like to achieve with the opportunities the 12-month ambassadorship presented for me. As I've worked in different projects, different roles, different states, and different pillars of the industry, I can see that there's huge benefits to be gained by us collaborating between the different facets of the industry as well as towns, regions, projects. I think Roads Australia's role is so worthwhile. It keeps us all connected, and that it gives us the opportunity for each project to learn from the outcomes of the past and do better. Because I've got some of my own interstate, inter-organisation connections, I felt I personally could add value to maintain and develop on this connectedness and make sure it's clear to the upcoming generation of leaders that, you know, we're not doing these things alone. We have great networks around us and to work and build on these networks. This resonated strongly for me, and so I spent lots of time actually considering how I would put together my application. And I'm glad I was successful, really grateful that I've had the opportunity to work with Roads Australia and keep learning and build better connections for our little isolated corner of the country.
Absolutely amazing. And you certainly made the most of your opportunities, Verity, including your year as the PPP Award winner. And coming to you, John, you actually studied business and law, so definitely not the typical construction background. How did you hear about the PPP Award and what was it about it that appealed to you?
Yeah, definitely. I didn't come back through an engineering sort of pathway, which was, I think, probably one of the reasons that I got picked for the award last year as well. And from a diversity perspective, I was told at the awards ceremony last year that I was the first male award winner. So there you go. But I actually first heard about the PPP Award from our General Manager for Roads, Holly Hines, who's sitting on the Future Leaders Committee this year, and our also Corporate Affairs, Head of Corporate Affairs, Sarah Conway. So I was about to commence the expression of interest phase for the North East Link South package, and I thought it was a great opportunity to combine work and professional development throughout 2022. And I guess North East Link being, one of the most significant road projects in Victoria's history. I thought Roads Australia, North East Link, what a marriage, a happy marriage there. So I think the other thing as well, I'm with my background in law and business, very interested in policy development. So it really piqued my interest, get the opportunity to advocate for a platform that I was particularly passionate about.
Fantastic. And I hope you feel the year has reached all of your expectations. As we mentioned at the start of the episode, PPP stands for Promise, Passion and Pursuit. Starting with you, Verity, can you share how you believe these qualities underpinned your year as the PPP ambassador and why you think they're so important for emerging leaders in our industry?
So I think regardless of our career stage, we're all hopefully constantly learning and growing. I hope that there's not a point in my life where I think I know everything and I'm just going to stop, maybe for a task, but not in a broader sense. I think Promise recognises that emerging leaders do not necessarily know everything. We're not experts in a particular field at this point in our careers, but the RA are looking for us to demonstrate that we want to learn, we want to evolve. And for example, in our current industry, we're working through the practicalities of using electric vehicles or hydrogen-powered vehicles. We can't even imagine what sort of technology there is to come. I think Promise is looking at evolving with the times and our technology. Whether it's writing a report or operating a crane for a big lift, I think our impact on the things we're doing, the people around us, the end users of our projects, will be more successful when we approach these with care and enthusiasm. And that's where I think the passion piece comes from. It's really important to be passionate about what we're doing. And to round out that list, pursuit. So while we keep learning, keep caring, I think we consistently work towards our goals as well as make sure we update and keep our goals relevant as we progress. So Roads Australia are looking for people, I think, who want to commit to following through on outcomes and happy to evolve and grow and do better with each step.
Well, you're absolutely correct on that one. And what a brilliant description of the three pillars, Verity. And you, John, what did Promise, Passion and Pursuit look like for you?
Thank you. It was interesting when I was writing the application for the PPP Award, which was December 2021, around there. And I was trying to really articulate, and it probably took me all of 12 months to think about what it actually might mean. So I actually kind of tied Promise, Passion and Pursuit to the platform that I was setting up for 2022. And so I guess Promise related to the areas that I wanted to focus on. So what were the burning platform opportunities that I thought, for myself individually, for my generation, and also for the business that I work for, Langer Org, what was key, what was really important for us. So from sustainability to effective procurement models that help us, make a sustainable growth in our business and support, better mental health and wellbeing outcomes by virtue of the work we're dealing with, and also expanding the horizon for people who can work in our industry. Those were the promise, the areas of change I wanted to focus on. Passion is really critical because I think particularly for a lot of young emerging people, we sort of jump out. I don't know what it was like for you, Verity, but you come out of university and you're looking for, you're just looking for a job pretty much to figure out what's next. And so I think passion is so important as you go on throughout the years, because you actually really need to care about what you're doing. And I think you get to this point, you can be good at something, and a wise person once said to me, you can be really good at something, but to be great at something or to really want to push for an outcome, you need to care about it. And so that's what passion is for me. Yeah, believe in it. So, and then pursuit is really about how you go after it. And so, you have to make a plan about delivering what you said you were going to do. So I'm not sure if I necessarily achieved that this year, but at least I gave it a red hot crack.
I'm pretty sure the team at RA think that you gave it a more than a red hot crack. I think you can rest easy knowing you've achieved a lot in your time as PPP Award winner. This year, the application process looks a little bit different than previous years. The PPP Award winner will be responsible for developing and executing an industry transformation project over the 12-month period, with the support and resources of Roads Australia, of course. So this might be a bit confronting at first glance for those applying. So how might someone go about approaching their application?
Yeah, it's actually probably the most exciting thing that I got to work on with the team at RA this year. And for the better part of 2022, I think there was a fair bit of challenge from the Future Leaders Committee about how we make the PPP Award winner a real focal point for the year. How can they bring up the emerging leaders, the people with, 5 to 10 years experience in an industry, and get them really engaged, and how are they driving change? So it means there's a more objective selection process, and the PPP Award winner will have a ready-made plan that they get to roll out in 2023. So I guess my advice, and what the PPP Award winner will have to do, is identify a focus area for the year. And I really just encourage one focus area. I probably casting it a bit too wide, but whether it's sustainability, whether it's diversity, inclusion, or something else close to your heart, you've got to pick that one focus area for you and outline up to 3 goals that you wish to achieve in delivering change in that 12-month ambassadorship. And so while we're doing that, you have a focus area, you have your goals, you've got to make them smart. So specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time-bound, and that'll help set up the program of activities that you're going to roll out with the help of the amazing team at RA over the next 12 months. And hopefully, at this time next year in 2024, you're looking back and saying all the success that you've achieved through that plan.
Absolutely. It's a really exciting development, and I can't wait to see what type of projects that the emerging leaders are passionate about pursuing. So Verity, what would your advice be to applicants preparing a submission?
So I'm going to jump onto one of the things John said. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So Roads Australia are generously providing a range of networks, resources, access to different people. So once you've kind of got your goals laid out, you're not alone. You're sort of helping set up the plan, but be really aware that you have like a whole network around you. And anything that you're outlining in your plan, you don't have to know it. You're not trying to achieve this by yourself. So when you're setting out your plan, like you can set out what you're trying to achieve, but also include lists of things you don't yet know, any questions you have, and that's where you can get RA to come in and help support your vision. I do know it could be quite overwhelming thinking about, I need to come up with this brilliant idea and present it to RA and then work through it for a year and have an outcome. Just take it a step at a time. So at this moment, you're in the plan setting stage, and we have the whole year to go from there.
Absolutely. And knowing the generosity of spirit of the two of you and other PPP award winners, I'm sure you'd also be happy to support these people through their year in a mentoring kind of capacity, which would be amazing. So clearly this conversation today isn't going to answer all of the questions that applicants might have. So what should people do if they're unsure about any aspects of the process?
I'd probably jump in there. I think, again, it comes back to that passion element. Figure out what you're passionate about. For me, with my background in law and business, coming into a construction industry where most people have an engineering background, in the sort of space we work in, I was really passionate about making change or advocating for diverse skill sets coming into the industry and supporting the boom of projects across Australia. But I guess my advice to you is figure out what you're passionate about. If you want to align it with your own company's vision and what they're focusing on, speak to your corporate affairs or your government affairs teams or strategy teams, and work with them, align it. As Verity said, you don't have to go alone, and going together would be is probably going to cast your net a lot wider. I think the other thing as well to remember that this is a Roads Australia award and an ambassadorship experience. So another good hint maybe is check out the policy page on the Roads Australia website, because you can see what Roads Australia is really focused on. So aligning a strategic initiative that aligns with Roads Australia's priorities is probably going to help you out and make sure that you're working again together with the Roads Australia team for success.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's great advice. You can also email or call me at Roads Australia, that's Nicki Lever, and my details are on the Emerging Leaders page of the RA website, that's www.roads.org.au. And lastly, just coming back to you, Verity, are there any other important details that people should keep in mind?
So again, maybe slightly similar to what John said and going back a step, when you're trying to identify like a key focus area, he's talked about talking within your business or looking at the RA policy. If you still find, hey, look, I do care about topics A, B, and C, what I find helps me and helps me feel motivated is knowing I'm helping towards like my community goals. So I would seek advice from even just like my peers or family or other people around me and going, I find these things quite interesting. What are your current experiences or project experiences? What worked for you, what didn't? And that might help you like actually pick which one you want to work towards for this ambassadorship.
Thank you both for joining me today to share your insights. I'm sure you will have inspired our listeners and hopefully encourage some future PPP Award winners out there. Anyone with less than 10 years experience can apply. The only criteria is that your company is a member of Roads Australia, of course. The application form and all the details are on the Roads Australia website. Applications close at 5 p.m. on Thursday, the 9th of February, and the winner will be announced at the Emerging Leaders Annual Gala. I know you both have had some good nights there in the past. So this is one of Roads Australia's biggest events of the year. It's being held in Melbourne this year on Thursday, the 30th of March at Crown. And for the very first time, it will be preceded by an exciting and brand new event, the Future Leaders Workshop. So this workshop is a unique opportunity for the next generation of leaders to come together to help guide industry growth and change. Thanks so much for watching and for your continued support of Roads Australia. If you're applying for the PPP Award in 2023, I wish you the very best of luck.